Hi, Catalina, and I wanted to come to you with a little video about what a difference a year can make. Or really, what a difference 2 years can make. Because really, that's kind of where it basically goes back to. I mean, really, you could go back 7.5 years and all that, but I couldn't tell you 7.5 years ago in April what I was doing, so I'm going to go back to 2 years ago because I do remember that. At least I think I remember it. I think it was April that we were doing, that we were doing our third round of IUI. And that was kind of a big one for us because we knew that we had 3 chances with IUIs to get pregnant. And if we didn't, we would have to move on to something else. So we went through our third round and it was negative, just like all the other rounds and all the other months of trying to conceive on our own. And so our RE said he would recommend IVF for us, which was really hard to hear for many reasons. I think the biggest reason, for the biggest reason that it was hard to hear was because, are you spitting up? Yes, you are. You're spitting up. I think the biggest reason that IVF was hard because for us it was like the final thing of the final option that we would do to try to become pregnant. I mean, if you do IVF and you don't succeed, what else is there? I guess the only thing past it would have been looking into donor embryos, and we actually looked into those to begin with, and just skipping our DNA altogether. Thank goodness we didn't, right? But really, it still was IVF. Like, that was our final thing, and that was just really, really hard to think about diving into IVF, because then what are you left with? Like, if it fails, our hopes of getting pregnant pretty much just go out the window. As long as we haven't tried it yet, we still have that hope, which I know sounds crazy because if you don't try it, you can't succeed, blah, 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 but in the world of trying to conceive, there is always that hope it'll happen on your own or by doing the next step. But once you've done the last step, and if you don't succeed, then what? So that was, I think, the scariest part of doing IVF for us, was what if it doesn't work? Then what? Another thing was financially, it was a lot of money, and it's a gamble, and is it going to work? And we couldn't even afford it to begin with, so let alone 2 rounds. And then it was also just the emotional toll of going through IVF and the physical toll. I was scared of the needles and just everything that IVF meant, like being pumped crazy hormones and just everything. But we did it. We took that leap. We fundraised money. I donated half my eggs from my cycle to be able to afford it. And in hindsight, again, that was awesome that I did it. I'm so glad that I did it because the other lady... Are you spitting up? No, you're just blowing bubbles. The other lady got pregnant, so not only did we achieve our lifetime dream, I know that we helped somebody else achieve theirs too, so it was just an incredible feeling. But to fast forward from 2 years ago to a year ago, today, April 4th, was the day that it was official, that baby girl was on her way. That I had my beta, and it was a very strong 422. I know I had taken pregnancy tests a few days leading up to that. I think March 30th was the first test I took, and I expected it to be negative. You're blowing bubbles. I fully expected it to be negative because I was having cramping and I just had such a bad day before. So that was kind of like the start of my miracle right there, was to see a faint line or shadow, and then it developed into a line, and that developed into a darker line, and then I went and had my blood draw, and at least I was excited for it already. It wasn't like I was scared for it. I was happy, but I was scared for what the number would be and how strong of a number. and it was a strong number. And oh my goodness, that feeling, I don't ever want to forget that feeling of excitement. And like really, I still, it was so hard to believe. I don't know when it really sunk in that I had some little being growing in me. And to fast forward that whole year, like I went through a whole pregnancy and I managed that. I loved it. I loved every moment of being pregnant, and I miss it. And I made it through labor and delivery, and I actually look back at my labor and delivery experience as an amazing experience. I might be a crazy one, but I think about going and visiting at the hospital and visiting with our nurse that helped deliver her, and I will probably never do it because I feel like a freak, but I envision doing it because, oh, what? Because it was an amazing experience. It brought us this little fuss budget, didn't it? And she likes to make her presence known. And so here she is. We're almost 4 months, right? The 12th, she'll be 4 months old. And I can't believe it. It's oh my goodness, such an amazing feeling. It was so worth all those years. Do I wish we would have had to go through those heartache years and all those ups and downs, mainly downs? No, I wish we wouldn't have, but we did, and I'm a stronger person for it, and she was worth it. I'd do it all again if I had to get her out of it. Because you're worth it, aren't you, baby girl? So basically that was it. I just wanted to kind of reflect on the last couple of years, let you know that if you're still trying, it can happen. It does happen. It doesn't happen maybe the way you wanted it to or the way you envisioned it to, but don't give up. And know that in your lowest lows, there's another side to it. And you'll have really big highs. And you'll have a crying baby one day too. Oh, I know it. I know it. What? So, I just wanted to thank you all for the support I've had. I love the TTC community, and I'm still around. I'm still being a support. I need to actually seek out some of you guys that are still trying, because a lot of my people I was watching were successful, and that is awesome, but it doesn't mean that I don't still support those of you that are still trying, because I know how hard of a time it is and how heartbreaking it is. So don't give up. And do you want to say goodbye? You want to say goodbye? Can you say bye? No? No words? So we're going to go on that note. And yeah, bye.